All right, I know we want to talk World Cup as well, and that was amazing to have here in town. I know you got a chance to see. Were you at all 9 matches?
I was at every match except for the Argentina-Austria match because we were going to announce our new head coach, Dusty May, that day. We couldn't do that. There's my daughter and me. That's at the Japan-Holland game, which is the best 2-2 draw you'll ever see. That was
Is that Jameis Winston?
Yes, it is.
Flag,
it is.
Yeah.
That's Jordan and me at the final in MetLife, New York, New Jersey Stadium. That's England,
right. We can call it
Croatia.
MetLife.
I love
We don't
that.
need to,
Thank you.
Love the
Thank you.
jersey.
Thank you.
we don't need to ascribe to
thank
FIFA's
you.
nonsense. I
Yeah.
didn't all month long anyway. So.
Did you really? You called it AT&T Stadium.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was not alone in that, but I also know that a lot of our reporters and anchors called it Dallas State. And every time I heard it, I'm like, why are we doing this? We don't need to do this.
Yeah.
The games aren't on our air. What do we care? I don't understand why we care. It's AT&T
FIFA
Stadium.
cares.
I don't understand.
But so?
Yeah. You're not impacted by that. You didn't have the rights. You're not going to get your hand slapped by FIFA.
Exactly. Anyway.
Yeah.
Immaterial. But what was it like to be there for the final? And how did that, because I mean, we were comparing the slates the other day.
Yeah.
Dallas's slate was unbelievable.
It was. You think about who we had in North Texas. We opened with Japan-Holland, which is the best 2-2 draw you will ever see. We started with Virgil van Dijk, and we ended with Kylian Mbappe and that incredible Spanish team that, won the final. We had Spain twice at AT&T Stadium. Spain-Portugal was the warm-up act for Spain-France, which was arguably the worst
final?
match. The worst match. The semifinal in Dallas, I think, was the worst match of our slate of matches in North Texas.
In terms of the actual game.
Exactly,
Yes.
the
Because
game
it had
itself.
everything in terms of lead up and build up. Yeah.
I'd never seen Kylian Mbappe play in person or Dembélé and all those incredible players for France. And I was so excited. And I was like, this is it.
This is it.
You're a soccer person too. I mean, I was just like, really? And the final was great. The final was spectacular. I think FIFA made a mistake not picking AT&T Stadium for the final. Just looking at the pitch, and I think I even shared some photos, the pitch was dry. It was challenged. And when you were at the matches at AT&T Stadium, for example, this is what I'm referring to specifically right here. This is right after halftime. Matches at AT&T Stadium, you'd see the guys watering the field, picking on the divots. It was probably 8 guys, maybe. Look at how many people are trying to repair what happened. The field was dry. It was brown. You could see patches of brown. I had an end zone seat, and this is my video right here. You could see patches of brown sticking through. Whereas in Arlington, the pitch was perfect. And the pitch I was part of the bid committee. The pitch was such a point of emphasis for FIFA itself. And you can see here, this is halftime at Dallas Stadium, AT&T Stadium. Oh, yeah. Maybe, I think there are fewer people. They may be spread out a little bit more, so it looks like there are fewer people there. But the pitch was so perfectly manicured and beautiful there. Yeah. Obviously, the game at the final was great. It was great.
Sure.
But it was an Argentina home match. Yeah. I was sitting with a crowd of Argentina fans with one lady from Spain and her husband behind me. And she was decked out. Hermes, everything, Chanel, everything, diamonds bigger than our eyes. This lady knew everything about the sport. She's like, yellow card, that's a red card, the press is bad. It was so great standing behind her. She's the one who took the picture of my daughter and me, or excuse me, sitting in front of her, having her stand behind us. But I went to 3 Argentina matches, 2 in Dallas, 1 in Dallas, 1 at Arrowhead Stadium, and the final, of course. Every Argentina match, no matter the opponent, was a home match for Argentina. That's what struck me. Their fans are amazing. They travel, they commit. Where they get the money to do this and PTO to do this,
right.
But it was even
it's
when
a little different outside of America, the way that PTO is handled. Yeah,
a little different. Even when Argentina was
work-life
chanting,
balance, all of these things.
It doesn't exist, right? We don't. But even when Argentina was chanting, like I could feel the MetLife seats that I was standing on or sitting on. It felt like it was bouncing a little bit, like at Kyle Field. You know what I mean? It was just, they were wild. And it was really cool to see and hear and feel and experience. It was just so special.
What was your favorite part of your entire World Cup experience?
Oh, well, CK knows this. I have a CK here on my team at the Mavs is here just to say hello and see everyone and see Janice, quite frankly. Experiencing it with my daughter. And I have a 14-year-old, and I say this as a former 14-year-old girl, and you were a 14-year-old girl at one point too, I'm going to assume.
Yes.
We can be kind of tough when we're 14.
Correct.
And we're going through it, but seeing her smile and it's like, Mom, this is really cool. Because, you know, nothing's cool when you're a 14-year-old girl. And when the tournament was over, she's like, I'm going to miss this so much, Mom. And she fell in love with Jude Bellingham. And she was already in love with Kylian Mbappe.
Of course she did.
So it was really cool just to see that excitement from her. And then the Japanese fans. Oh my God, they were so amazing. The Japan-Holland game is the best 2-2 draw anyone is ever going to see in sports. And that atmosphere was so remarkable. And I give credit to the Japanese fans. They chanted the Nippon song the entire time. It was so amazing. It was just really, really special.
Gina, as a fellow 14-year-old mother, I feel you.
Yeah, thank you.
I also have an 18-year-old.
So she double feels you.
I double feel you.
Has the 18-year-old emerged on the other side yet?
No.
I
sorry.
hear that supposedly happens.
I hope it happens soon.
Didn't happen for me at 18. Don't know what's happened yet.
Shout out Olivia.
She'd be so mad.
I'm going to clip this and send it to her as, you know, your best friend.
We don't need to get into that.
I have an almost 5-year-old daughter, so I have not yet walked the path of what you're talking about. Kernels of advice?
Treasure it.
Enjoy
because at 5, they're so sweet and you're their favorite person in the world and they love you and they just want to climb all over you and hug you and kiss you and tell you how pretty and smart and wonderful you are. 11 and a half, 12 and a half, I guess, is when it really started to turn for me. But we were besties and everyone told me, all my mom friends who had daughters, that it's going to change. I'm like, no, my daughter is an angel child. There's nobody who's going to change. She's the best. And girl changed. Reality set in.
Puberty did happen.
Boys from puberty happen.
It's unavoidable. Yeah. Oh, boy. The build-up to having the World Cup here, it was such a process to make that pitch, to try and have, I mean, we all thought it was going to be the final here. For years. It seemed like every 6 months, the Wall Street Journal had another story. Breaking news, the World Cup final is going to be at AT&T Stadium. You know, every time it was breaking news, even though it was the same story. But the effort that went into making this happen, I know obviously Monica Paul was kind of the head of the snake on this thing, but obviously everybody up at FC Dallas was heavily involved in this, yourself included. Take us back to like the early days of trying to make this happen in the first place. How hard was it to make this happen and to have North Texas be a part of it?
I think what's so impressive about what we were able to do is get all these differing municipalities together to align with one goal, to produce the best World Cup we could ever produce for our region. And we did that, and I give Monica Paul so much credit for being able to lead that and execute that charge. You had to get the cities of Dallas, Frisco, Arlington, of course, Fort Worth, and a lot of Mansfield Stadium, who was the home base for Czechia. Getting all those cities to converge with one goal is very, very difficult. Monica led that. And really, secondly, learning how to work with FIFA was a challenge, not in a negative way, just a challenge that we were unfamiliar with. FIFA has its own timeline for doing things and its own way of doing things. We joked a lot, we're on FIFA's time. It was hurry up and wait, and then the night before something happened, something was due. We had, for two stories I'll point out, for the announcement, when they were going to announce which markets, which of these 16 host cities would be selected, because a ton of cities bid, which of the 16 host cities were going to be selected. We were waiting, but we felt really good about our chances, right? We felt really, really good. I got an email from FIFA. I think the event was on a Friday at AT&T Discovery District outside. I got an email from FIFA Wednesday or Thursday before that Friday event, and they said, you guys should prepare a video just in the event you get selected, and this would air on the broadcast. So I'm like, well, shoot, what do we do? I ended up calling Scott Tomlin at the Mavs to get Luka Doncic to do something for us. I ended up calling Joe Trahan, who now works with the LOC, to get something from Dak Prescott to do something for us. We got Clint Dempsey, who's a member of the National Soccer Hall of Fame, which is in Frisco, and who's a buddy of ours. He did something for us. And we had some video from Dirk Nowitzki because he was so involved with this bid from the outset. And I got all these guys to send me this video. And I remember Dan Hunt, the FC Dallas president and co-owner, saying, if we don't get any matches, you're going to look like the biggest idiot in North Texas because you've called in the biggest bunch of favors.
Names,
with all these names. We had Luka doing stuff. I mean, it was amazing. So that was just a testament to kind of how FIFA operates. And then when they came here, excuse me, that's actually a little bit secondary. That was with the announcement time. But when they were here in 2021, they were here in October 2021 doing a site visit. And that was part of their really tour of site visits across the country. And we had huge things prepared. We had a huge party, and then we had a full day's worth of touring AT&T Stadium. Some people went to Toyota Stadium up in Frisco. Some went to SMU, which is a training center, as you know. We had a huge series of events and parties and gifting and all sorts of things. We had a party at Mi Casino downtown Dallas the night before. We plied everyone associated with FIFA with Mambo taxis.
There we go. There we
The
go.
strategy there was to make sure they were a little soggy-headed so they didn't ask tough questions the next day.
There you go.
I will tell you this.
Genius.
Born and raised in Dallas, I'm pretty immune to the Mambo taxi now.
Yeah.
But I still love it. But
When you
I
got
can
a straight
drink a couple.
IV for a couple
Yeah,
of
yeah,
years,
yeah.
it's
I
going to
can
do it
drink
to
a
you.
couple. Yeah. There were two guys from the delegation, heads down on the table.
Stop.
Who could have asked a tough question. Now, I don't know if Mambo Taxi gets the credit. I think Monica Paula gets a little more credit. But we put together such a thoughtful bid. And AT&T Stadium, I learned a lot about the stadium and the versatility that stadium has to do seating configurations, to provide exceptional levels of service from the suites up in the very top row to the field level suites. And you saw that executed there. It was just beautifully done. And look, I worked for the Dallas Cowboys for 3 full seasons from 99 to 2002. I think it was 2002 before joining us here at Channel 8. And I know Jerry Jones very well, and he came up to me at an event prior to the site selection, and he said, Gina, whatever we need to do, I'm all in. He was as invested with this project as I've ever seen him invested in a project outside of the Dallas Cowboys. And he was there. He was there during the semifinal. He was engaged. Anytime we asked him to do something, whatever you need. It was so great to see all of that come together for truly 9 magical matches, an incredible time here where we had Holland staying downtown. You had Norway at the W Hotel, and Erling Haaland going over to Wild Bill's and really enjoying
Oh my
North
gosh.
Texas.
Yeah, leaning in.
You had Sweden up in Frisco, and they gave everyone associated with really helping them do things jerseys. I mean, it was just such a wonderful, unifying experience for all of us. And whether you like soccer or not, it was just cool to see.
The fact that Jerry gave up his Jerry Jones suite to FIFA says all you need to know about the fact that he was all in on making this thing happen. Hanson just texted me, by the way, said, I love me some Gina Miller, but I still hate soccer.
I know. Can I tell you something? I love Dale so much, and he knows this. And I accidentally deleted this voicemail, and I had it on my phone for about 5 years.
Oh, no.
I sent him, we were sponsored by Heineken at one point, and I sent him some Heineken beer. He said effectively the same things like, Gina, thanks for the beer. I love you. Thanks for the Heineken. Can't wait to have some with you. Still hate soccer. I'm not coming to a game. I love Dale so much. That's why he's the best. That's why he's the best.
He is who he is,
Yeah.
through and through.
Yeah.